Let's make some vintage baby booties. Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin. I'm a living historian who educates other living historians by teaching them old-fashioned sewing skills and copying original garments. So we're using an original pattern today. This is what I just traced out. It's the shape you see from the mid-1920s all the way through the 1940s, and I stopped looking at the 1940s. It could be a later one as well. It's like a little moccasin shape, and we're going to use wool felt. This, I have 2 shades of green and then a gray as well. And we are going to embroider these kind of like we did the 19 teens booties. And so I have some embroidery floss here as well. We're going to make 2 different sizes, and we're going to make 2 booties in each size, similar to how we did last time. So we're going to do like a 9 to 12 month size and like a 12 to 15 month size. This should be the larger one already, and then I'll cut it down a little bit to make a slightly smaller shoe. But because I have more of these fabrics, I'm going to make these the larger size. And we're going to change this shape slightly. I think we're just going to make it a full not go in, because I see a lot of originals in that style, and I think it's going to be an easier style to do. So with this, we're going to do more of this shape. And then for this larger one, we are going to cut it true to size. So these fit mostly like this. This goes in here. This gets pulled up over top. Again, these are kind of larger shoes. And this kind of makes, there's a lace that goes here. Alright, so I found an original pair online that I was like, you know what, that looks pretty easy to put together. So we're going to copy those. Now it has 2 different colors, one for, you know, the inside portion and one for the outside portion. I think I'm going to leave mine one color, but I am going to copy how they were sewn together, which is really just a cross stitch up the back. Beautiful and quite easy. It looks like the edges are all left raw, which, less work. And again, same as last time when we made the earlier version of these. These aren't meant to be like real shoes. They're mostly for kids who are just starting to walk, you know, walking in the house, maybe a little bit outside and, you know, nice weather, not on gravel or anything. Now is going to be in the interesting part. So I gotta figure out how this is going to go. And it looks to be a little box pleat, so I think this might be too tall now. I may have to cut that down a little bit. And it's a little bulky to do, but it's not bad. But yeah, I think that's gonna have to get cut down. And it looks like it's done with a chain stitch. I'm working on the blue one, and we're going to do this with yellow thread. I'm doing this one differently. Instead of pleats, I'm doing gathers, and I think I like this way better. And then we're still doing the same stitch to attach all of this. This is one of those projects where I kind of wish I had a third hand. Alright, and just for fun, I decided to do a cross stitch up the center front of this tongue. It's called a tongue, isn't it? When you talk about sneakers and when you talk about tennis shoes, sneakers, that sort of thing, I think this part is called the tongue. Which, given the shape, makes a lot of sense. Alright, with the green ones, I ended up doing some eyelet work on there. I don't think I have to. And I've just cut a length of it. Oops, that would not be a needle, that was a pin. I'm gonna stick it in here. So what would happen then if I just marked where I wanted them to go and just use the needle to push the ribbon through? That ended up being a little bit too long on that one side. Let's see if I can adjust it. See, I think that's cute. The only thing is that if the laces ever get pulled out, I'd have to re-sew them back in. Alright, the next size, so we're going to do the, I guess it's goldenrod, and I'm doing them in blue, which I thought would be really nice. So I'm doing these the same way. I really do like the gathered look better than the pleated one. But otherwise, I'm making these up exactly as I did the other ones. I am not going to do the cross stitch in the center. That's going to be my size differentiation for myself. So this is going to be a simpler version. And then I also have some dark blue ribbon. So I figured match the ribbon to the embroidery, but we'll keep the cross stitch on the back, and then also here. Well, not the cross stitch, but the, I guess it's fine because it'll tie right there. Okay, so there's those. We have the little green ones next. Right here are the little dark green ones, and I'm doing them with pink. It's like a salmon color, very light pink. But this is the last little shoe. I had to put the laces in this one and the matching one, but everything else is done. And I was just thinking how useful these will be for like modern use around the house and all that too. So not necessarily just for living history, but this can also just be. And the ribbon I have is a little bit more purple than the floss I was using, but it's gonna work. It'll be fine. Oh yeah, it's a different color, but it's still cute. And once I get this one done, we can go look at them all together, because that'll be end of this month's video. Alright, there we are. So our 4 little baby booties. So we are now well supplied with vintage baby booties, but they are super adorable. And I know I said that was gray before, but it really does look blue with that yellow. But yeah, the fabric is definitely gray, especially when you put it up to blue. But I think it's a nice little one. I definitely prefer the gathered ones. I don't particularly care for the pleated as much. That's just me. I do like the gathered look a lot better, which is why I did the other 3 sets with gathers. I don't think the pleated ones look bad. I just think it's way better with the gathers. But it was a great way to use some of that wool felt, because I mean, some of that wool felt I have had for many years at this point, and it's just been sitting there. I mean, I use it every once in a while to make things like pen wipers or needle books, but I never tend to have the colors I want for what I'm doing for that, so I really need to buy more colors. But some of these colors that I've just been holding on to because I haven't used them, it was a really great way to use some of that. So love these. I love these little projects that we have that use just a little bit of scrap cloth. That makes it very economical. I don't have to purchase anything for the project. They end up super cute, but I also get rid of scrap fabric that's just hanging around taunting me. So these are always really good projects. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe to the channel, click that little bell notification so you're notified anytime I upload a new video. And as always, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you back here in the next video.